Hello. This is a video about year 0 of my landrace slash heirloom tomato breeding project. So I'm just going to show you what tomatoes I'm going to be growing this year. I've got over 20 varieties, and then I guess I can show you the peppers that I'm growing as well. But the plan for this is to try a wide range of different peppers, and then whichever perform the best this year in terms of like healthy, disease and pest resistant plants and delicious tasting tomatoes and high amounts of production, then I'm going to save the seeds from those and narrow the pool down. And then next year will be year 1 officially of the project, and then I'll start kind of either interbreeding intentionally or just planting a whole bunch of different tomatoes together and seeing how they cross-pollinate if they do. I think tomato cross-pollination is pretty low, like 5% or something. They tend to be self-pollinating, but I don't know what we're going to do with that yet. So the first one we got here is Orange Hill from the Buffalo Seed Company. It is a big orange slicer tomato. This is one of the Joseph Lofthouse tomatoes, and Joseph Lofthouse is a big part of why I'm doing this in the first place. He talks about landrace gardening and basically growing plants so they're super locally adapted to your area, because most of the stuff you buy, the seeds are grown in like the Netherlands or China, and they're not adapted to your soil and your climate. So that's an inspiration for me. He's got all kinds of crazy stories about how he I forget, there's something where he got carrots to grow giant because something was happening with them, and then like skunks kept pushing his corn stalks over, so he bred corn that grew specifically to have super big stalks. But you can go watch some interviews with him. It's pretty interesting stuff. Some people debate whether it's possible for some reason, but it's weird. I don't know. I'm going to do it anyways. What we got? Next one is Blue Goldberry. It's got kind of like a yellowish, orangish, purple anthocyanin thing going on. I really like the antho tomatoes, so I'm hoping some of those turn out good. That's a Chariot tomato. This is another Joseph Lofthouse one. We got Plum Regal Hybrid. This is just like a pretty generic paste tomato. This one is a determinate as well. So if you don't know, well, I'm not going to explain determinate and indeterminate tomatoes. You should know the difference. Actually, I will explain it. So determinate, just all the tomatoes come ripe all at once. Indeterminate, the plant keeps growing and growing basically until it gets too cold outside for them to grow anymore and then dies off. So I'm going to do a mix. I've never grown determinate tomatoes anymore, so I'm just curious to see how those turn out. And the hybrids I'm really mixing in for the hybrid vigor, even though if you save the seeds from them, they don't grow true to seed. But I'm noticing with my seedlings so far, the hybrids seem to be a lot larger and healthier looking in general than the heirlooms, so that looks promising, and they have more disease resistance, so I'm planning to kind of maybe breed the best stuff from the hybrids into some of the heirloom varieties. They also do well. We got Ixtepec Highlands. I don't know how to say that. These are some of the weird ones from, they're ancient land races from Mexico. We got another one which is Nahua Strawberry. That's a paste tomato from the same place. We got Ojo de Venado, which means eye of the deer. Grows like tiny. This one is supposed to be super hardy, no staking needed. It only grows to be like 2 feet tall, but I'm having issues with it because you're only supposed to start it like 3 weeks ahead of time. It really doesn't like being in a pot, so that could be a problem. I don't know if the plants are going to survive another week until I put them out. We got Rebel Starfighter Prime. That's a very cool looking tomato. Really cool Star Wars name if you're into that kind of stuff. You can look that up and see the pretty pictures. They got they're like heart shaped, and then they've got stripes on them. Mountain Magic Hybrid. These are like cherry tomatoes. One of the most promising looking plants that I've got growing so far in terms of size and health. Sicagno. This was a gift that I got with some order. It's a Italian heirloom paste variety. Grows pretty small. That one's doing really well too, so that's looking like that might go well. I've got Brad's Atomic Grape. I always want to say Atomic Orange for some reason. I don't know what Atomic Orange is in my head from. These ones look really cool. I'm kind of partial to hoping that these turn out just because I really like the color on them. I've heard some people say the taste is not great, so we'll see. We got Woolly Kate. This is a yellow and purple tomato that's got really cool woolly looking leaves. This one's actually looking really healthy on my plants for that too, so I'm hoping that one does really well. We've got Jagodka. I'm pretty sure this is another Joseph Lofthouse one, but it comes from Russia, so it should be like cold tolerant and stuff. A few of the micro dwarf tomatoes that I grew over the winter, the best one that I had was one with like a Russian name, and I'm kind of getting the impression with tomatoes that the ones that have Russian names seem to be the best for some reason. I've got Nano's Meatball Dwarf. This is like a random, I got this in a gift from a Facebook contest that I won in a tomato group. Oaxacan Jewel. It's like a reddish orange yellow. That looks cool. I don't know how those are going to turn out. That's another one of the ancient landrace ones. Zeta Pican, another one of the Mexican landrace ones. It's a really weird pink scalloped looking tomato. Those ones could go either way. Some of them are not doing well as seedlings so far. Big Hill, there's another big orange tomato from Joseph Lofthouse. A lot of these, let's see, it's a cross between Hillberry and Jagoda. Interesting, indeterminate slicer. A lot of these, I think they're promiscuously pollinating, so something about how the flower structure is, they're more likely to crossbreed and stuff, so that could be interesting. Black Beauty looks really cool. It's like a super black tomato. Got that as a free gift from Baker Creek. Gave a couple of those to my dad, so we'll see how they turn out in his garden as well. Sart Rollois, I assume Sart Rollois. I tried to look up what it translates to, but I couldn't find anything. It's another one of the big yellow and purple ones. It looks a lot like Woolly Kate, but as a slicer instead of like a smaller tomato. I don't know if it has the same fluffy leaves or not, so we'll see with that. But yeah, that and Woolly Kate look promising for the yellow and purple ones. We got Mountain Merit, which is similar to the Mountain Magic. The organic one has been discontinued, so they sent me treated ones. Yeah, but those, they've got super good disease resistance and stuff, so I'm hoping some of that can transfer. Even if the taste isn't great, we can breed them with other tomatoes. We've got Big Beef Plus and Celebrity, another couple of hybrids. If you've eaten a grocery store tomato, you've probably had a Celebrity. Apparently they don't taste the best, but they make a lot of big, consistent fruit without cracking and stuff, so that's good. What else we got? Gargamel. It's kind of anthocyanin one. It kind of looks similar to the what was the one? I did a couple of them. Anyways, it's like got purple shoulders and stripes on it. Little Red Corvette. Who's the guy that did this one? There's a guy that did a whole Prince series of these. This one, as a seedling, looks really cool. It's a dwarf, so I'm interested. That's a very popular one, so I'm interested to see how that turns out. I think those are all of my tomatoes. I planted 3 different kinds of carrots, just unrelated to this. Royal Chantenay, these landrace weird-looking carrots. We'll see how those turn out, if they even come up. And we got a Burley Comer 2. Got a bunch of lettuce ones. We got dill and cilantro that I still have to start. A bunch of radishes. Yeah, so that's all of my tomato stuff. Let's put these back in the bag, and I will show you my other stuff. I'll throw up some pictures now of my seedlings as they're growing, I guess, and I'll throw up a picture of the garden where I'm planning to put this. Right now it's still got black poly plastic on it to kill off all the grass underneath, and then next week I'm gonna till it all up. That's gonna be a huge thing because it's like a 25 by something area. I don't know. Altogether between my tomatoes and peppers, it's gonna be like 550 square feet of new garden. Then I've got to till up, and I only have like a little electric tiller off of Amazon that I bought, so I think I have greatly underestimated, and it's gonna take me like 2 solid days next week and then 1 day to plant them. So hopefully the weather looks okay. Let's see what we got for peppers. See if I can remember which ones I'm actually growing too. So some of these I've got big overwintered plants. Mini bell mix. I tried these with my micro dwarfs before, and then I tried them again and they just didn't sprout. Orange habanero I'm not growing, that was a free gift. Peach miasma I'm not growing, maybe next time. BBG Armageddon Black, that one I'm growing. Just started it. It's kind of small so far. Kingstar Lemon Starburst. Excited. This one and probably fried chicken are my top 2 hot peppers that I'm excited to see how they turn out. But they're kind of small compared to the other ones so far, so I don't know. We got Sugar Rush Stripey, that one's actually looking good so far. Fried chicken. Fish pepper, those started. They were one of the first peppers that popped out of the soil. Lemon Drop, that is one that I started that's already like in a 1 gallon pot. It's been growing all winter. Purple Variegated Thai. Didn't start that one. Kind of wish I did now. Yellow Reaper Cross that I got from a random Facebook group. I'm not going to do that because I have hot enough stuff already. Peach Dew, I think I got one of those started. Zabrange, I got one of those overwintered in a 1 gallon pot. Pimenta Bella Purple. That's my largest overwintered one that I have, even though I only got 1 pepper off of it. It's got like huge, it looks like a rose bush right now because it's like probably like this big, and then it's got leaves already starting to come off of it again. Count Dracula, I got one of those in a pot, even though I don't know, they didn't really taste good, but they will look cool, so I'll put them out there. Pepper Preach Stripey, started those from seeds. Sweet Spanish pepper, that one's looking good. Albino Bullnose, it's like a white pepper. They're kind of doing so-so. Hungarian Sweet Yellow Pepper, hopefully it's actually sweet and not spicy, we'll see. Shishido, they're doing okay so far. I kind of wish I started more of those. I think these and the Jimmy Nardellos, where are those? I don't see them right now. There. Jimmy Nardello Italian. I'm hoping this is going to be my favorite new pepper. I can basically just replace bell peppers in my life with those. We've got sweet pepper, Georgian landrace. Those ones are doing okay. We've got a couple of hybrid bell peppers, Red Knight and Ace is the other one. These hybrid seeds are expensive too. Some of them are like $1 per seed, I think it worked out to, which is crazy. Another bell pepper mix, not jalapeno. I kind of wish I just grew actual jalapenos instead of the not jalapenos because I grew the habanadas over the winter indoors, which are the heatless habaneros, and they were not very good. I wasn't impressed with those. I've got free seeds for datil peppers that I got, but I'm not growing those this year. I think that is all of them. And I've just got some notes for how things are going so far. So I started my seeds this year on April 20th, the tomato and pepper seeds, and then I started TPS, true potato seeds. So instead of like the starting from an actual potato, I started from the seeds that are in the berries of the tomato, but only 14 out of 40 of the TPS started because I really wanted to do a tomato breeding project as well, because when you start with tomato tubers, they're clones, so all of the plants are the same, but if you start with the seeds, you get genetically unique potatoes, and they come in all different kinds of colors and shapes, and turns out unexpected, but for some reason they aren't growing nearly as fast as the tomatoes and peppers, even though I had them in the same conditions, so I don't know what is going on there. I'm going to plant those in my old garden behind what I'm digging up this year, but I don't know how that's going to go. If they don't take off, I might just replace them all with beans or something. So April 25th, a bunch of the tomatoes had sprouted already. We got the Istapek, Highlands, Rebel Starfighter Prime, Ojo de Venado, Cicado, Brad's Atomic, Nahua Strawberry, and Zeta Capan. So those all came up first. It's interesting, those are all of the Mexican landrace varieties are on there. As of May 5th, the following had not germinated yet: Blue Goldberry, Orange Hill, Georgian landrace pepper. They have germinated now, I think. Did Orange Hill... I think Orange Hill didn't start at all. I had 2 seeds and 2 different cups, and none of those came up. That was the only one, I think. Okay, then we got the ones that are lagging behind. Peppers, we got Fried Chicken, Armageddon Black, Lemon Starburst. And for the tomatoes, the Chariot, Little Red Corvette, Woolly Kate, Meatball, Nahua Strawberry, and Brad's Atomic were lagging behind. A lot of these have caught up by now. Definitely the Woolly Kate and the Little Red Corvette have caught up. These ones were thriving on May 5th. Big Hill, Mountain Magic, Gargamel, Ojo de Venado, Ixtapec, Rebel Starfighter Prime, Sicagno. I split some of these up because I started 2 in every cup, so some of the larger ones I split them into their own cups. May 11th I planted a row of carrots and a row of lettuce. Those have not come up yet as of May 19th, so I don't know. This will be the second year that I've had no luck with lettuce or carrots, so if they don't come up within the next week or so, I think I might start individual heads of lettuce in solo cups inside and plant those out. I don't know if something is eating them, or I've got a lot of leaf mulch, so I'm wondering if I put too much on it and they didn't get light to get exposed to it. And then we've got, as of like now, I've been hardening off the last 2 or 3 days. Today I put them out from like 7:30 a.m. till about 12:30. It was pretty cloudy all morning. They were just starting to get into direct sunlight when I brought them inside. Some of the peppers got kind of wilty, but so the plants right now that are, I would say, below average and like wilting, what I think it is probably pot stress. Maybe it's light or giving them too much nutrients, because I've been putting a really small amount of Miracle Grow plant food into every watering, and some of them are doing really good, and then some of them, the leaves are like curling up and drying and falling off. Ojo de Venado, I know for sure there was a note with the seeds that said don't start them too early because they hate being in pots, but I did, so that's going to be a disqualifier for me anyways if they're so fussy that I can't start them indoors early with everything else. If I actually like treat them differently, then I don't want to deal with that. But the Chariot, surprisingly, the Rebel Starfighter Prime, also a couple of those are not looking good right now. The Ixtapec, so that's for the tomatoes, what are not doing good. And then we've got like, yeah, so far the Fried Chicken, the Lemon Starburst, and the Armageddon. The peppers, they're a lot smaller than the other ones, but they're still healthy, so I'm wondering if that's just because they are super hots as opposed to just kind of regular peppers. I think the super hots maybe start off slower and take longer. Or it might just be where I bought my seeds from. I'm not sure. And then the ones that are above average or thriving as of today, I would say are Woolly Kate, the Sartre Loire, the Big Hill, and the Mountain Magic. Those are kind of my top 4 most promising plants right now that I'm hoping to see how they go. Depending on how some of these ones that look like they're kind of dying go, I don't know if I'm going to plant those out or not, so they might get cut right away before they even go on the ground, because I want plants that are going to be hardy while I'm starting them indoors as well, so they got to be able to tolerate being in pots for like weeks ahead of time. So I started April 20th this year. I'm going to be planting them out next week on like the 26th probably, hopefully. Yeah, I think the ones that are looking bad might be dead by the 26th. We'll have to see. But yeah, so I might start a week later next year even. We had a really cold winter this year. It's going to be really late putting stuff out. I might put my peppers out even a week later, like into June. I'm not sure if I'm going to do all of the tilling at once or if I'm going to do just the tomato section and then the peppers. I don't know. I didn't really explain the whole breeding thing at this point, but that's pretty good for now. Just kind of showing off what I'm growing this year. I'm going to be doing a Florida weave method. I got 36 or 7 foot tall T-posts. So I'm going to put one of those, and then I'm going to do 2 or 3 plants spaced 1 foot apart in between those, and probably 2 feet between rows if I have enough room. I think I'm going to have too many tomatoes, to be honest, to fit everything, because I got, like, after splitting them, I've probably got like 60 tomato plants and 20 peppers, so I don't know how it's gonna go, but I will keep you updated. Maybe in like a month, when we're getting towards the end of June, once I start having plants growing in the garden, I might go do a garden tour, so keep an eye out for that, I guess. Let me know if you have any questions, or tell me if you've grown any of the varieties that I have, any tips and tricks, or which ones did well for you, especially if you live in southwestern Ontario or anywhere around the area, like Michigan or New York would probably be similar climate as well. But yeah, that is all. See you next time.